Just when you think it can't get any worse, the Chicago Bears find a way. I'm Harrison Graham. You're watching Bears Now by Chat Sports, our post-game show. If you're watching on our live watch party, we're going to sign off on that stream. So putting the link in the chat over there. Come to our post-game stream, which just started live, if you want to join us. Signing off on our watch party stream. All right, here we go. Bears lose 27-17, and I got to be honest, I don't really know where to start, if I'm being for real with you guys. Like, do you start with the quarterback? Do you start with Getsy? Do you start with Flus? Do you start with the defense as a whole? Like, I don't know what you do. I don't know what you do, if I'm being completely honest. Do you guys have a one-word reaction to this loss? I'll get some shout-outs here. And by the way, if you guys do want to donate to the show, $10 shots, $50 beer bongs, $100 to get a sticker on the Bears Now Helmet Hall of Fame. Appreciate everybody who did that. Justin Courtwright just got a couple stickers. So if you guys want to donate, we'll get your super chats on the show. 10 for shots, 50 for beer bongs, 100 to get a sticker on the Bears helmet. We'll also take some calls as well. We'll take a few more this week than we did last week. I'm going to do my post-game reaction first, but that's how we're going to roll. Give us your one-word reaction. Augustine says unacceptable. Armando says trash. Nino says fail. Jamie says polls. What is your one-word reaction to the Bears' loss? 27-17 loss. I'm going to send the link out on Twitter. One second, fellas. One-word reaction. The loss isn't shocking, especially after what we saw last week, but just how bad this team has looked through 2 games actually is pretty shocking. Like, if you told me the Bears would start 0-2, I wouldn't say there's no scenario where that's the case. But the way it has transpired, you almost just don't believe what you see sometimes with this team. Like the pick 6 at the end, down 3. You call a screenplay to your running back. Chase Claypool gets clipped for offensive pass interference for blocking too early, of course. And then you come right back to it on your own goal line. Barrett baits Fields, goes back, tips it to himself, picks it off for a touchdown. Like, the play call is bad. The execution is worse. Like, what in the fuck is going on? I just do not understand it. Get a couple super chats here. J-Man says, fire Eberflus, draft Shedeur Sanders, and hire Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson would be a name that's high on my list. I will say this. If you change coaching staffs, I think you got to go offensive head coach. Ben Johnson would be a name that is high on my list. I like Shedeur Sanders a lot. Depends where you're picking. I mean, if you get the number 1 pick, you take Caleb Williams. But it's unbelievable, man. It really is. DC Viper, only the Bears can be this bad. Bench Claypool, Braxton Jones, Tyreek Stevenson, nuke it all. Stevenson was horrible today, but I'd rather play the rookie and let him take his lumps. I mean, there's no – what's the advantage to benching Tyreek Stevenson? Like, the kid needs to grow up. You need him to play. Jason says, Bears might end with the number 1 and 2 picks. If you're going to be bad, you might as well be really bad. It sucks for saying that already, but this is a great QB draft. A Caleb Williams, Marvin Harrison combo would be pretty sweet. Jacob, Getsy needs an ass whooping by the mob in a back alley to remind him who he's coaching. Fire him for back-to-back screens on basically the goal line with the chance to win. Trade Claypool for a 6th. You know what's frustrating is Claypool actually had a really nice touchdown, but then he just makes 2 brutal errors at the end of the game. Here's what stinks. Justin Fields, who was bad today. Let me just get that out there. He was bad. I'm not making excuses for him. But he finally let it rip 3 times in a row on that touchdown, including a dart to Claypool to make it 20-17. And then your defense gets a stop, and yeah, you're backed up. But you call back-to-back screen, the same play twice in a row. The first one you got flagged for a penalty, and the second one you ran it again, and it gets picked off. It's like, let Justin Fields fail letting it rip. Like, he was bad today, but why not let him? He finally got into a little rhythm, and then you just took it out of his hands. I mean, it's just so bad. Like, it's just so goddamn bad. I'd probably go AG1 after that first takeaway, Rolly, since we're just doing 3. And I'm definitely going to bounce around and just kind of freelance a bit. But yeah, Jacob, it sucks. I got to take a shot to $10 super, but just pathetic, man. Ciroc with the 2, appreciate it. Cheers. J-Man with the 5. If we sell any pieces of at midseason, who do you think it may be? I'm thinking Eddie Jackson, Deontay Foreman, Jalen Johnson. I mean, Deontay Foreman's a healthy scratch. What are you getting for him at the deadline? A conditional 7th? Eddie Jackson's an interesting one. Now, he got hurt today. I don't know what the severity of that injury is. That's obviously something to monitor. But if he's healthy, I mean, is he a guy you ship out for a middle, late-round pick? Maybe. Jalen Johnson's interesting. I didn't think he was very good today. Did have a nice peanut punch, but the Bears couldn't recover, which, by the way, the Bears through 2 games, any guesses on how many takeaways? Rolly, why don't you answer the question for me? How many takeaways do the Bears have through 2 games?
The answer is 0.
0. It's 0. Oh, God, it's so bad. I mean, it is, I can't believe how bad this actually is. That's how bad it is. I mean, if you told me what's more likely, the Bears rally to make the playoffs or go 0-17, I might guess 0-17. It's that bad. It is that freaking bad. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Appreciate the 2 from Adonis Show. All your donations help us out. It's a really big help. He also says, invest deep in the O-line, O-line, O-line. I thought the O-line in the first half was actually okay. It definitely wore down in the second half. And look, your center and left guard combination is just rough. Cody Whitehair is a cooked product. Hell, does someone want Cody Whitehair? I'd trade him today. Lucas Patrick, he blows. Go to Dan Feeney next week. Yeah, it's it's a bad football team, man. It might be the worst team in the league. The only team I would say might be worse is Arizona, but and here's the thing. The individual raw talent does not equate to worst team in the league. So what does that tell you? Yeah, the players aren't playing well, but the coaching probably sucks. Right? I mean, what else are we supposed to believe? Unbelievable. Sean says, F the screens and lateral plays, let JF air it. If I was Fields the rest of the season, and let me be clear, he has not looked good this year. In that second quarter, I mean, Rolly would attest, really the third quarter too, he just looks scatterbrained out there. But then he puts together a nice drive where he rips it 3 times, and you're just like, where the hell has that been? If I were him, I would just let it rip the next 15 games and live with the results. If you throw 25 picks, you throw 25 picks. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm not doing this dump-off bullshit anymore. Like, I'm throwing the ball down. If I'm going to go down, I'm going down swinging if I'm Justin Fields. That's the bottom line. Chicago ain't for everybody. Fire Getsy. I got no excuse for Fields, but he was in a rhythm, but a screen in Bucs red zone. It's 1st and 11. We need OC Leftwich. I don't know about Leftwich, man. I mean, that offense in Tampa with Tom Brady wasn't very good. Eric Bieniemy, he's an OC now, so if you're going to bring him in, you have to hire him as a head coach. Yeah, I just like – I was talking to Rolly about this during the game, and feel free to chime in here, Rolly. What do the Bears do well?
Nothing.
I mean, for real. When DJ Moore gets the ball, good things happen. Other than that, it's bad. The defense sucks. It's vanilla as fuck. You have a good kicker. Cairo Santos banged in a 52-yarder.
Moore and Santos. That's it.
That's your team. Chase Claypool had a nice touchdown. It's the only thing he's done in like 13 games with the Bears now. Literally, it's the only thing he's done. Keem says, it sucks to see Fields deflated. I'm with you. Justin with the 10. Where do we go from here? You want to take this one, Rolly? We can alternate shots on the
Oh,
post game.
yeah, okay.
$10 shots, $50 beer bongs, $100 to get a sticker on the Bears Now Helmet Hall of Fame. Where do we go from here? I think you go to 0-3. That's where you go from here. But big picture, I actually don't know. Like,
now we just root for
real talk, Rolly. Let's actually be for real here. Like, you're Ryan Poles. You're Kevin Warren, the team president, through 2 games. It's 2 games. What is the conversations? Like, do you make some kind of move? Like, for real? Like, do you fire somebody? Do you bench notable play? Like,
trade Justin Fields to the Jets.
If the Jets called tomorrow and said, we'll give you a second, would you take it?
It's a tough question.
It's a tough question. We've gone from curls to screens. Yeah, I mean, it's, 7 play callers from now, it'll make sense. J-Man, we need D. Bingle. Oh, Lou Anarumo, the defensive coordinator. Why you want to go from one, like, never head coach defensive guy to another one? Like, if you're done with Flus, get a young offensive mind in here. I know that they did that with Nagy, a guy who's called plays for multiple years. That was Andy Reid's offense. Ben Johnson is the guy in Detroit that calls plays. I know they lost today. I know it's the Lions. That offense is awesome, though. Like, that is a guy, Rolly, I would look at and be like, yep, he's near the top of my list. He knows the division. He's an innovative play caller. He's revitalized Jared Goff's career. Like, that's pretty impressive, man. Like, for real. Like, that is impressive. Steven, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First time super chatters. We get 5 jumping jacks done. Everyone is struggling. That's a coaching issue. It's a great point. Like, if this was just a Fields problem, I'd be like, okay, he sucks. And look, he might. Like, outside of a couple drives, he did not look good at all. But the whole team is bad. Like, now, there are exceptions. Yannick Ngakoue misses on 2 sacks. That's not coaching. You've got to finish the play. But, like, how many missed tackles today, Rolly?
A lot.
15?
A lot.
And sometimes it's like little things where it's like, okay, a 2-yard gain turned into 4. Like, it's not like one that stands out. But, like, it's over and over and over again on the tape where first contact, Rolly, they're not making the play. Like, consistently. It's bad, man. Sirac, Fields isn't the problem. Coaching sucks. Look, no one has defended Justin Fields more than me. You can't sit there and say he's putting good, consistent tape out there. He's not. Now, what pisses me the fuck off is he puts together easily his best drive of the season, and then on the last drive, you just don't even let him throw the ball beyond the line of scrimmage. That's BS. Right, Rolly? Like, if I'm Getsy there, I get it. You're trying to do whatever you think is best to win the game, but, like, I'm challenging my young quarterback. Hey, your back's against the wall. You're 93 yards away. You're down 3. As bad as it's been, you just put together a nice drive. Can you do it again? Why are you pussyfooting around with like, just let him let it rip. If he throws a pick, so be it. Like, those are the situations we want to see what the quarterback does. And you just didn't even give him the opportunity. I don't like that. DC Viper, 0-13, enough said. So were you saying 4-13?
I think he was saying that 12 in a row loss, going to be 13.
It's going to be 13. Yeah. They're not winning next week. No chance. I would bet the Chiefs. I'll have an official pick this week. I mean, my early, I didn't watch a second of the Chiefs game today.
Chiefs didn't look good.
Did they win?
Yeah.
What was the score?
I don't know. It was 17-9. That might have been the final.
The Chiefs won 17-9. But it's at Jacksonville. Like, that's a tough game. At Arrowhead, I would pick KC next week. Just my early prediction, like, I mean, against this defense, well, like 31-14. I mean, I don't think it's going to be close.
I'm surprised the Bears scored 2 touchdowns in that scenario.
Yeah. The Chiefs' defenses actually look pretty good through 2 games.
Very good.
I didn't watch them today, but 9 points against Trevor Lawrence, it's pretty good. Jay, man, I think we need another Chicago team like the Bengals to come to Chicago and replace the Bears. Joe Burrow will be the best QB Chicago ever had. Well, did the Bengals lose again? They're 0-2, and Joe Burrow has
stunk it up again.
Pretty bad, man. Now, Joe Burrow's a proven franchise QB. I would obviously love to have him here, but yeah, they're not leaving Cincinnati. Keem, good raw talent on paper, poor execution also means poor coaching too. It's time to get some rock star coaches instead of
Burrow
these
said he
first-time
tweaked
hopefuls.
his calf a little bit.
Oh boy, that's not good for Cincy. It's a good point, Keem. Like Ben Johnson would be a first-time head coach, but like if you're gonna hire an offensive guy, hire a guy who's called plays. Chicago ain't for everybody. Says how many sacks the Bears miss and need better D. I mean, Ngakoue missed on 2. Like it's not all coaching. The players have to hold themselves accountable too. Like Ngakoue is a proven sack machine, and he missed Baker twice, Rolling. Not once, twice. Like that's you can't do that, man. I know Baker's a little slippery, but like it's not like he's Justin Fields back there spinning out of sacks all the time. Like you gotta bring him to the ground. So, all right, we're gonna get into my post-game reaction here. Yeah, message in there say we're about to start post-game cut if anyone's able to highlight. Yeah, it's bad, man. We're about to get into this post-game. It's not good. It's not good at all. Give us your one-word reaction to the loss. I got to do a couple quick things here, but yeah, just not good. Just not good. Oh boy. All right. Tell him I'll have a thumbnail heading his way too. All right, post-game reaction coming up shortly as the Bears lose 27-17. We're going to get into my immediate thoughts, and then do you want to flash the phone number for them to text us real quick? If you want to get on the show, call into the show, you got to text us, and then we will call you. Got a couple DMs from people last week, people upset that they didn't get on. We can't get to everybody, but we will try to get to as many of you as we possibly can. The phone number is 331-231-2327. Again, we will call you. So let's make that happen. I really want to take some calls today. I know people are upset. So stay tuned for that. And with that being said, we'll get into our post-game show. 331-231-2327. Don't call us, please.
Do not call. And also, if you do text, please tell me your name, so we know who we're calling. If you don't send your name, you're not.
Yeah, we can't. We're not going to call you back. Just text your name, say, "Hey, it's Billy," and we will get you back. All right, post-game reaction coming at you right now here on the show. Lots to get into after this debacle. What a disaster the Chicago Bears are. My name is Harrison Graham. You're watching our Bears Now post-game show. Buccaneers take care of business 27-17 here in week 2. And just when you think it can't get worse and it can't get uglier and it can't be as bad as it actually is, the Bears never fail to disappoint. They always find a way to do something you've literally never seen before. And I don't mean in a good way. I mean in a catastrophically bad way. Buccaneers 27-17. Lots to break down here. You had the ball late with the chance to win, and just disaster struck again. We'll explain it all. But give us your one-word reaction to the Bears' loss today. One word. I mean, I don't even know. Like, disaster, embarrassing, pathetic, unbelievable, like just Bears. Like we're so used to it at this point. If you had to pick one word to describe this loss, please let us know. And maybe unbelievable isn't the right word, because at this point, nothing's unbelievable when it comes to the Chicago Bears. It's just absolutely frustrating. I'll allow the word roller coaster. That's technically 2 words. The Justin Fields roller coaster just is maddening to watch. It's frustrating to watch. I'm losing faith. I don't know, man. I mean, we'll flash the stats, and then I'll kind of break down what I saw. And again, I'll look at the All-22 later in the week, but there was some glaring stuff I saw just from the TV telecast that really stood out. He went 16 of 29 for 211 yards, 1 touchdown, a couple picks. The second pick, Claypool drops it. You're down 10 late, and it gets tipped up and picked. I don't really care about that. The game's over. The first one, though, and let's just back up first. So opening drive, okay? Opening drive, great scripted drive by Luke Getsy. You get a couple of RB runs in there, including his own read. He keeps for 5. He ends up bootlegging out for a touchdown run, but 3 carries, 4 yards. Best running quarterback in the NFL. You never go back to another design run the rest of the game. I don't get that. But he threw a couple of nice balls to DJ Moore early. You were getting him involved. I was like, okay, like this looks good. And then the rest of the first half is just a disaster. Poor play calls at times from Getsy. But for Fields specifically, I can't remember if it was the second or third drive, but there's multiple plays. I think it was the fourth drive, actually, late in the first half when you ended up tying it with a field goal. You're down to like the 20-25 of Tampa Bay. You're driving again, and he takes a couple of really bad sacks where they show the replay, and he's got multiple guys open. And he's scattershot. Like, he won't throw the ball. Takes a horrible sack, forces Cairo Santos to kick a 52-yarder, which he does, but it's just like, throw it. Why aren't you throwing it? Like, are you not seeing it? Are you not processing? His drop bat looks slow. It was just really, really ugly. And that continued into the third quarter. Out the offensive line in the first half actually protected Fields decently. He got sacked 4 times, but I would say 3 of those were on him. And then in the third quarter, it was more of the same. But then Justin Fields, I thought, had the best 3-play sequence of his career, if I'm being completely honest. He hit DJ Moore on a bullet on a deep in route for about 20. Then on the next play, the offensive line protection breaks down a bit. He just drifts back, and then kind of lofts one to the left over the linebacker to DJ Moore in stride. I was like, damn, that's an impressive throw. And then either the next play or the next pass he threw a little skinny post to Chase Claypool in between the safety and the slot corner for an absolute dot of a touchdown to cut it to 2017. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, where the hell has that been? And then your defense gets a stop. So that's where we get to the end of the game. 20-17. They gave up a couple first downs, so the Bucs were able to pin it back deep. You're inside your own 10. Well, Tampa jumps offside. 1st and 5. Awesome. You run a screenplay to Khalil Herbert for a gain of 7. Should have been a first down. Guess what? Chase Claypool, offensive interference because he was blocking downfield right away. Didn't even sell it. You can't block downfield before the ball is thrown. So brutal. You're back to 1st and 11 because it's half the distance. And then what does Luke Getsy do? 1st and 11 at your own 6. I just called an inside screen play where my QB has to give it time, let the running back slip out. I love calling screens. He calls the exact same play. And I'm blaming Justin Fields a lot here too. I mean, you cannot throw a pick on a goddamn screen. But Jack Barrett baits him into it. Barrett sees it the whole time. He's like, oh my God, they called another screen. I cannot believe this idiot play caller just did this. He kind of okey-dokes inside, drops back, tips it to himself, picks it off for a touchdown because he only had to go like 3 yards because, again, they're inside their own 5, basically. Game over, 27-17. Here's what drives me crazy. Yes, Justin Fields has been bad. I have major concerns. If it continues this way, he will not be the future. But, like, you finally see him rip 3 balls in a row, confident, swagger, and then you just do that as a play caller. Let your quarterback sink or swim in these late-game situations especially. That is what this year is supposed to be about. Clearly, Getsy doesn't trust him, and that's fine, but why not give him a chance there? He finally had shown you something, and you called the same goddamn play twice in a row. I don't get it. Fields stinks, Getsy's worse. Like, God, it's bad. It just pisses me the fuck off, man. Like, this team doesn't do anything well. Seriously. And I will expand on that. I'll talk about the staff a little bit more here in a second as well. But some company that does something very well is AG1. Appreciate AG1 for sponsoring today's Bears versus Buccaneers post-game show. You can get comprehensive and convenient daily nutrition at drinkag1.com/chatsports. I started taking AG1 again recently, and I've never felt more energetic on a day-to-day basis. Football season can be draining. Watching the Bears is very draining. And at times you lack that extra juice that you need to get up and get a workout in. But now I'm back in my routine, getting that workout in before coming in, and then I get to watch this garbage football team. Not only is AG1 helping me get back into good habits, I'm already seeing better digestion as well. Improving my gut health is something I've needed to work on for a while, and that's now happening with the simple scoop every single day. Covering my nutritional basis for the day literally could not be easier, which is why I trust AG1. I just mix one small scoop of AG1 with water and drink it first thing in the morning. Boom, done, that easy. I also love that it costs less than $3 per day. Pretty good deal if you ask me. It's a really effective daily habit with the highest quality sourced ingredients, a true win-win. So if a comprehensive solution is what you need from your supplement routine, then AG1 is giving you a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. So go to drinkag1.com/chatsports. That is drinkag1.com/chatsports. Check it out today. That link is in the comments and in the description of this video. AG1, promote your gut health, support your immunity, boost your focus and energy. Start your day right with AG1. drinkag1.com/chatsports. All right. And Justin Fields will be tied into this next topic too. Everyone's got to be on the hot seat at this point. I know we're 2 weeks in, but think about this, guys. The Bears have lost 12 games in a row. Think about if that was just to start a season, right? Like 0-12. Well, to me, there's not a difference. You lost your final 10 last year, and yeah, you kind of ended up tanking toward the end of the year, whatever. But you've lost your first 2 now against manageable opponents. Green Bay just lost to Atlanta, and I know Tampa beat Minnesota last week, but they're not world beaters. They have some nice players. I thought Baker Mayfield actually played pretty well today, but this is not a team that on paper, based on individual talent, you should just get boat raced by. You have lost 12 in a row. So let's just go through it. Ryan Poles. I like his processing, the way he thinks, but he's missed at this point maybe more than he's hit. 50-50 best. Chase Claypool trade, I know he had a touchdown. That's been a disaster. Let's just call a spade at this point. I like Darnell Wright. I think he's going to be a good player. Jalen Carter might be the best rookie we've seen in a while. And I was in favor of passing on him based on where the Bears are. But you know what? The GM has to make that call, not me. So that doesn't look great. I love DJ Moore. But if you're going to trade the number 1 pick for him, you should use him more often. 6 for 104 is nice. He should get 15 targets a game. Seriously. 15 targets a game. At least 10. Was that 6 targets for 6 catches, by the way, Rolly? I think he's been targeted 8 times this year, and he's caught all 8. Give him the goddamn football, please. You paid Cole Kmet. He's looked mediocre through 2 games. He had 7 targets, by the way, more. Still, 8 catches on 9 targets this year. That's pretty efficient. Tyreek Stevenson got torched today. I like the young player, but he didn't look good. Like, what's been the best move Poles has made? I still think that trade leaves you in a good spot because, hey, kudos to Poles. If you want to move on from him, you got an extra first-round pick next year, so that's nice. Okay, let's go to the head coach now. Matt Eberflus. He steps in and coaches the defense for Alan Williams today. Everybody was fired up about that, right? Oh, Alan Williams dealing with the personal issue. We hope everything's okay with him and his family. Same with Nate Davis, who lost a family member. Thoughts and prayers to him. We don't know what's going on with Alan Williams. I hope everything's okay there. But people were excited to see Flus call the defense. I was intrigued, say, oh, maybe things will look different. Did it look different? I didn't see anything different. You didn't get a sack, although Yannick Ngakoue whiffed twice. He should have had at least one of those. But you gave up 437 yards to the Bucs. You gave up 9 of 16 on 3rd and 4th downs combined, including several 3rd and 8 pluses. A 3rd and 14 for a touchdown. That was wide open, by the way. And Baker Mayfield probably just played the best game he's played in 2 years. Since that year they went to the playoffs in Cleveland. I didn't see much different. And, Flus, your defense, the hits principle, more like the shits principles, can't tackle. I bet the Bucs broke 15-plus tackles today. It was a joke. So what is Flus doing to impact the game on a day-to-day basis? I would say his seat should be hotter than Poles. Okay, let's go to the coordinators. Alan Williams, leaving him out of it. He wasn't there today. Luke Getsy. I thought there were some good things in the first half. I thought Fields turned down some opportunities. Okay, fine. The late game sequence is inexcusable, and there's just little things too. You run a jet sweep to Velus Jones to the short side of the field for like a loss of 5 yards. You don't allow Fields the opportunity late to go win the game for you. You call back-to-back screens. That does not work out. You called another receiver screen on 3rd and 9. That went nowhere because no one blocked again. Like, hey, maybe that play doesn't work for this group. Okay? So he doesn't look good. His situational play calling is ass. So, like, everybody's got to be held accountable. The GM, the quarterback, the coordinators, the head coach. What does this team do well? Tell me. Cairo Santos is a damn good kicker. He made a 52-yarder today. Trenton Gill's a pretty good punter. I didn't think he punted that well today, but he's pretty good. Trent Taylor never drops a punt, so that's nice. But what else do you do well? Well, DJ Moore, when he gets the ball, is awesome. They don't throw it to him much. 7 targets when every time he touches it, he's getting you like 20 yards. We don't want to feed him. Oh, here's another thing with Getsy's play calling. I liked trying to get Fields into a rhythm early with some confident downfield throws. No problem with that. But you ran the ball 16 total times. Khalil Herbert got 7 carries for 35 yards, 5 in average. Roschon had 4 for 32, including a 29-yarder he ripped off. Why are you just abandoning the run? And if you're going to lean on Fields more, call some designed runs. We saw one zone read on the first drive and then a bootleg, which gave him a run-pass option. Fields had 4 carries for 3 yards. His legs are one of the best weapons in the NFL. And Getsy's like, I'm not interested. Let's make him a pocket passer. It's just a joke, man. Like, again, I'll ask the question, what does this team do well? They don't coach well. The talent evaluation is in question at this point. The quarterback is definitely in question at this point. Your kicker's awesome. Other than that, this team fucking stinks. Like, that is the bottom line. And it's incredibly frustrating to watch, if I'm being completely honest. If you want authentic Bears news, rumors, I'm still going to do a watch party every week. I'm not bailing on the season. The Bears might, but I'm not. Hit that subscribe button. Please support the show. It would mean a lot to me that if you stick with us this season because we're going to bring it every day. Multiple videos per day, 3 live shows a week. We need your support. It's free. Hit that subscribe button. Help us out. And then to add insult to injury, how about injuries? Add injury to insult. How about that? You lost 2 key players today. Darnell Mooney left with a knee injury, did not return. They said he was questionable to return, so maybe that's a good sign that they don't think it's something severe, but that's not good. And then Eddie Jackson left the game as well. Now, he wasn't straight carted off the field. He limped to the sideline, but then he rode a cart to the locker room. That's not good. Jaquan Brisker, I thought he was hurt early, but apparently he was dealing with an illness. He was in and out, so I don't think he's injured. But Eddie Jackson and Darnell Mooney are 2 of your, at least on paper, players that are supposed to be like leaders and vets on this football team. And they both left. Like, so it's just, there's nothing to point to for optimism. I thought maybe late in the game, once Fields led that first touchdown, and I said, man, if he could do it again and steal a win here, because that's what it would have been. It would have been theft. The Bears got their ass kicked again. That could have been something to build on, but then you call 2 straight screens and Justin throws just a horrible pick 6 on a screen. Like, how does that happen? God, it's just mind-numbing watching this team, and it really makes you wonder, like, if there's something in the water in this franchise. Like, it's just like, whatever decision this franchise makes is the wrong one. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if the Bears trade Justin Fields after this year, he'll probably be a superstar elsewhere. You know why? Because it's the Bears. God, it's unbelievable. Answer this question for me. Is the season over? We're 2 weeks in. Is the season over? You're losing next week to the Chiefs, barring a miracle. Type Y for yes. Type in for no. Is the season over? It might be, man. It might be. The season might be over, but this channel is not going anywhere. Help us out. Subscribe today. Share the link with a friend. I know it's hard, but we'll go through it together. YouTube.com/BearsNow. Appreciate all your support. All right, Dustin with the 2. Appreciate the super chat. I'm going to send this. You want to read a couple of these, Rolly, while I send him this thumbnail?
Yeah, Twinquist with a $5 super chat. F. Getsy, JF should call his own goddamn plays. Claypool was standing by himself on the sideline most of the game. Like, really.
It's a disaster across the board, man.
Dustin, wow. with a $1 super chat. H. Scott, 51. Fields will never be able to process coverages fast enough to be successful. Maybe.
Outside of a few plays, it looked like that today.
Axel, just wish we have a clear answer on JF1 or not. I got to be honest. I know my opinion on the matter doesn't hit as heavily to you guys, but personally, I do think the decision's already been made. Unless somehow he quickly turns it around, just based off against the Packers game and against this game against the Bucs.
That's just what pisses me off about the last drive, though, Rolly. It's like, yeah, it's been really bad outside of a few moments here and there. That to me, though, I don't know. I don't think these things actually happen. I think sometimes we think they do. Like, if I'm Poles, I'm being for real when I say this. When you get the ball back 20-17, I am getting down to the sideline and I'm saying, let Fields let it rip here, and we'll live with the results. Like, why would you not do that? Why would you go conservative there? Like, that is a test for your quarterback. You know what I mean? Like, that's just a waste. Like, even if that screen isn't picked off, like, what does that do in the evaluation? He can throw a screen? Awesome. I don't care. Can he lead a 90-yard drive to go win a game? Well, we'll never find out because you called a fucking screen and he threw a pick. Like, it's just so stupid. Agent with the 5. Baker laughing at the Bears' effort says it all. This team is the laughingstock in the NFL, and it's well-deserved. I agree. This team is the dude, Baker was almost in tears laughing after Shaq Barrett had that pick 6. I mean, it's just unbelievable. J-Ram talks. Justin is still him if they let him be him. I'm off the Himothy train. There were a few positive moments today, but, like, it's too few and far between. Like, even though I'm pissed at Getsy for that last sequence, like, Rolly, we went, 6-7 drives from that first drive to the one where they cut it to 3? Like, it can't take that long.
They got a field goal, but other than that, it was very...
But even then, he almost knocked him out of field goal range because he took, 2 moronic sacks.
Yeah, Santos with a good spank there.
Samoan Mike, get Fields, a Mike McDaniel, an offensive head coach, believes in the QB. Here's the thing, though, man. Like, do I think Getsy is doing enough to play to his strengths? No. But if you change him, just change the whole thing. You know what I mean? Like, at some point, it's like, all right, we're firing the staff. We're changing quarterbacks. Probably, maybe even GM. Just start fresh with everything aligned at the same time. The Bears never do that. The head coach, the GM, and the quarterback never come in at the same time. And maybe that's what you have to do. Even if Kevin Warren likes Ryan Poles, even if they like Flus, even if someone in the building likes Fields, like, I would rather just blow the whole thing up and go fresh at those 3 spots together because it's just not working. Like, it's just not working. Mo Gooley, $2 super chat. Rather have Zach Wilson. I would not say that. At least Fields, I know they didn't do it today. At least he's one of the best running weapons in the league. Dude, Wilson's bad. I would not go there. Now, that's not saying much, but I would not rather have Zach Wilson. I would not. Okay, you want to get some calls going, Rolly?
Yeah, I got to go to the bathroom first.
Rolly's going to go to the bathroom real quick, and then we'll start taking some calls here. And did Chip get that thummy in the thummy room? Maybe just take a lap out there and make sure they're good to go. $10 shots or $10 super chats. We're taking shots. If you send in a 50, we'll do a beer bong. If you send in a $100 super chat, we'll get you a sticker on the Bears Helmet Hall of Fame. That's our post-game super chat menu. I'll just read some comments here while Rolly runs out real quick. DJ Moore, 6 for 104. That's a bit better. He should have gotten the ball more, though, Ben. Should have gotten the ball more. We'll get the number on the screen when Rolly comes back. You guys text us with your name, and then we call you. That's how it works. NFL needs to force the sale of the team. Yeah. Joe says that if coach is fired, the new offensive scheme, don't give Justin Fields another out for being terrible. That's what I'm saying. Like I like Justin. I think he's got good work ethic. I think he does the right things, but like if you're blowing it up, blow it up. You can't halfway blow it up. You gotta full send it. Tank for Caleb. Flea flicker every play and give Justin 1 more second to make a decision. Yeah, you're not gonna run flea flicker every play. Claypool is garbage. Yeah, I know. He finally gets that touchdown, and then he just makes a brutal mistake blocking downfield. And then to add insult to injury, he drops a pass down 10 that gets picked off. Tedros says trade Fields. I mean, it could be trending that way. Blow it up. We have too many weaknesses. Bears need to move to Lane Tech. I don't know what Lane Tech means. Tank for Caleb. Seen enough. It's a disaster, man. What's the back here? Caleb Williams? Oh, no. Get that out of here. Get that out of here. They made Baker Mayfield look like Joe Montana today. Bring back Mitch. Guys, the Mitch thing is sailed. Move on. Have him as our number 2 at best. I mean, sure, you could draft a quarterback and keep Fields as the backup, but I just think if you're moving on, move on. Tyson Bagent, QB1. I don't think they'll do that, but you never know if it continues this way. Spend $80 million to be worse than last year. How is that possible? I don't know. I think that's almost a bigger problem, like long term. Like, look, if you come to the conclusion Fields isn't the guy, okay, fine. But, like, you added talent, and it doesn't look better. You're missing tackles. You can't cover. You can't block. You got one receiver worth of shit. I like Mooney, but he got hurt again. It's just like, it's just so bad. Like, I just don't understand how it can be this bad. Painful, man. Hey, have they pushed it out yet? Because I was going to put a title in. Okay. All right, it's good now. Tell them the title's good. All right, flash the number on screen. People were asking. You guys text us, and then we will call you. Please don't call us. It just clogs up things. Yeah, it's in there. No. It's in there. Appreciate it. Get a couple super chats here, and then we'll start doing some calls. We'll do a few more this week. We'll see how it goes. Nathan says, Justin Fields, not a pocket passer. Stop trying to make him, let him run. Yeah, I mean, he's not a pocket passer. He has to improve as a pocket passer, but like to try and make him solely that is just moronic coaching. It is. They got him on the move one time on a throw, and he threw a dot to Komet. The defender dropped or knocked it away, but like for the second week in a row, they've had him live almost strictly in the pocket. I don't get it. Please do not call us. We will call you. Text the number 331-231-2327. Wasim, looking forward to Blackhawks season. Yeah, I mean, go Hawks, baby. Oh, man. I just can't believe we're already at this point, 2 games in. Sucks, man.
Guys, stop calling.
Yeah, guys, stop calling. If you call, you're getting removed from the queue. Text us your name to that number, and we will call you.
We're going to start with Tito. Are you ready?
Yep. We'll start with Tito, the winner of our duck race. That was the best part of the day. All right.
You can hear
Calling Tito. I can hear it loud and clear.
Hello.
Tito, what's up, man?
Nothing good, man. Nothing good. Just watching these Bears, man. It's
Same old Bears, brother.
Me. For real, man. You're telling me. But I'm gonna ramble off a few things really quick. So, first thing is, what do we have? 1 sack in 2 games. So, yeah, really good idea letting Terrell Lewis and Gibson go. Like I'm flabbergasted by that.
Yeah. I don't know if they'd be huge difference makers, but they can't be worse than Dominique Robinson.
That's exactly my point, man. Like, I'm looking at Dom Rob sometimes, and I'm like, what is he doing? What is he doing?
He knocked one pass down, but I just don't think he's good enough. I mean, it was worth the project on day 3, but, like, it's just he doesn't look improved, and that's
yeah, man. It's just it's too much right now. And then, like, I feel so bad for DJ Moore, like him coming over here. Like, he had a great day today, but, like, you know, like, how, like, is this really going to continue? Like, him just, like, getting dump offs, like, maybe we can get it to DJ Moore. I'm like, come on, man. Like, you got to do something for the guy.
Yeah.
Like,
well, and that's
it's just
why
too much.
that's the one, like, I guess silver lining is, like, if you just dump Fields in this offensive staff, like, you've got a number 1 in place. So, like, you just have to find the right quarterback, which, of course, the Bears can't do, but if they somehow manage to do it, then DJ Moore is about as QB-friendly as it gets.
Yeah, most definitely. And as for the draft, man, I'm telling you right now, we're going to have 2 top 5 picks for sure. You got to take the best edge rusher. You got to get Marvin Harrison. And in the second round, you get the best center available, 100%.
So you're keeping Fields? Is that what you're saying?
No, I think they should take a quarterback later down in the draft because I think Caleb Williams and his dad said if whoever the first couple of picks are, if they can't develop him right, like he's going back to college or stuff like that. And like, I mean, I know Rolly's a big fan of Drake May over there, but I don't know, man. Like I get nervous about Carolina quarterbacks.
Rolly may not want to hear this.
Listen, hold on.
Drake. Okay, Rolly, you go.
I got to
first.
chime in on this one real quick. Yes, Drake May has had some tough moments, but I think he is no doubt the second best QB in this draft class. I think the arm talent's there, the build is there. He's able to read and process. He does make a couple mistakes here and there, but Drake May is a very, very good player.
He's good, but like,
I mean, yeah, he looks all right. I saw the last game. I didn't like those numbers too much, but I'm like, hey, man, it is college. Like quarterbacks always develop in the NFL, so you could be right. You could be right.
Ugh. It's so painful we're talking about this 2 weeks in.
I know, and it's only game 2, so I'm just I'm going to buckle in for a long season. I'm going to watch you guys every Sunday. I like getting the commentary. You know, I just like watching you guys. Like, no joke. Like, I like watching you guys and hearing you guys more than the game sometimes.
Appreciate it, bro. I thought the Fox broadcast sucked. They kept, like, screwing up graphics and whatnot. It was terrible.
They're absolutely terrible. I honestly put the TV on mute, and I just had you guys in the background.
Legend. All right, man. Anything else?
Nah, that's it, man. Hopefully, I don't know. Just hopefully we see something good next week, but I highly doubt it with the Chiefs. But you know, it's a long season, so we'll see what happens.
Long season. All right, Tito. By the way, we'll sync up. We'll get that item shipped out to you.
Okay, cool, man. Sounds great.
All right, bro. Appreciate it. Shout out to Tito. Bear down. Great call. Who do we got next, Rolly?
We're going to Tedros.
We're going to Tedros next.
Da-da-dee-doo, da-da-dee-da, da-da-da-da.
Yo.
Tedros, what's up, man?
Harrison.
Hey, what's up? You got me?
What in the absolute fuck are we doing out here?
Dude, they just suck, man. I just talked about it in my whole post game. Like, what are they good at? They can't coach. They can't tackle. They can't block. The QB's not processing. Like, they aren't good. The one thing going into the season, you're like, I know we're good at this, is Justin Fields running around. Well, now they don't want him to run, it appears. So what is happening?
Pretty much everybody that's even remotely a Justin Fields fan that is not a Bears fan is asking the same question. I've got all my fantasy leagues literally texting me during and after the games. Like, I thought Fields was a dual threat quarterback. Like, why is he only scrambling?
Dude, how does he?
I have no idea.
It should be impossible for him to have 3 rushing yards in a game. I mean, for real, that should not even be an option.
I had one of my friends. He has a Sunday ticket, and he replayed literally three or four plays, where he literally just recorded on his phone that his wife was like playing it in slow motion. And he's like, If they would have run a design play for Fields, like the left side of the field was open for like 40 yards, the right side was open for like 25 yards. And I'm like, dude, I have no idea,
when
man.
the offense got going last year, and I get it, you want to see him improve as a passer, and you added DJ Moore and all this stuff. I get all that. But when the offense took off last year, you leaned into him as a runner. Not only have they scaled that back, they don't do it at all. I mean, his 9 carries for 59 yards last week. I think 8 of those were scrambles. The one design run was a QB draw down 3 scores in the fourth quarter, which is just stupid at that point. And you do a zone read on the first drive today for about 5, and then the little bootleg that he ran in for a touchdown. And then I don't think they called another designed run. Like, how the fuck do you do that?
I made the comment during this week about JT O'Sullivan's QB school and how I was watching that.
Yeah.
When he went to the halftime, he said the same thing. Like the play right before the halftime, he's like, by the way, I just want to point out that there's been 0 design runs. And me personally, like, tell me if you disagree, but I feel like a lot of the reason why we have a lot of passing success in the first quarter and a half of every game so far is because a lot of defensive coordinators are planning for the Bears to run a lot of options, a lot of, quarterback keeps, and a lot of run plays, which is opening up stuff down the field. When we get to right about halftime, I'm pretty sure that the defense coordinators are saying, okay, they're either going to run a draw play, a screen, or they're going to try to force feed DJ Moore. It doesn't help the fact that Darnell Mooney went out. It doesn't help that a bunch of our safeties and corners went out. It doesn't help at all. But at the same time, tell me if you disagree. Throughout 2 games of watching every play, that's one thing that I'm noticing is in the first quarter to quarter and a half, the defenses are playing both run and pass. But halfway throughout the second quarter to the third quarter, the defenses look fucking elite. It doesn't matter who we play. And I'm going to the Chiefs game next week.
Oh.
I got tickets to go there.
Sure you don't want to sell those?
Dude, Patrick Mahomes is going to fucking carve the secondary up if we don't get any fucking pressure on him at all.
Yeah, he might throw for 800 next week. I'm being for real, man. It's here's the thing. They don't bring pressure and they still can't cover. So what gives? And that's the point I keep making about this garbage defense is like, if you're going to play coverage, then play fucking coverage. But they don't do that. Like, by the way, how many times per game do they get beat with cover 2 beaters? Like 6 times a game?
I think
cannot stop it.
I think that cover 2 shell is an outdated defense. I think these offensive schemes are built to break cover 2 and cover 3.
Dude, if you have good receiver, if you have a receiver that can release, you just throw it up the sideline on a 3-step drop and it worked. They did that on, was it 3rd or 4th and 3 they went for? I think it was 4th down where right when Baker took the snap, he just threw the cover 2 beater because he's like, oh, I mean, if he releases against Terrell Smith, who was in the game that time, that's easy. I mean, it's just bad, man.
Yeah, I'll make a few points. I know we got other people in line. I'll just make one more point. Cover 2 shell, throw that whole thing away. If our secondary is banged up, dude, don't let these other quarterbacks just carve everybody up. Just send the linebackers. I haven't heard Tremaine Edmonds or TJ Edwards' name mentioned once. Like, what are they just staying in the same spot playing zone? Fucking rush them, bro. Yeah. They're awesome. They're awesome linebackers. Rush the goddamn quarterback. And the last point I want to make is. Hey, Rolly, the Patriots suck. They're getting ass whooped tonight by the Dolphins.
All right. You have a good day, Tedros.
See you guys.
All right. That was unnecessary. Tedros is no longer ever getting calls. Just kidding. Here is Teddy from Chicago.
Teddy.
Da-da-da-doo, da-da-da-da. My favorite part of this all is the phone ring.
Hello, how you guys doing?
Teddy.
What's up, Teddy?
How you doing?
We're good, man. We're trying to be good. We're not, but,
Yeah. I feel, as a Bears fan, I personally feel like I'm in the John Fox era all over again. I thought the Matt Nagy era was bad, but I feel like I'm in John Fox right now.
You know how bad it is, Teddy? I saw someone tweeting out about how last week, or during this week leading up to this game, that, and this was a real tweet, that at least Mark Trestman could get the offense going. When you're tweeting positively about Trestman, you know you're in a dark place.
Exactly. The the only thing that like I'm assuming most Bears fans are happy about right now is literally our third string running back, Roschon Johnson, is what all Bears fans are excited about pretty much. That's it.
Which let me make this point too. Number one, I think it's fair to say he's second string. They benched Foreman today. But why in the mother of God is he not the one in the game in 2-minute drill late? You need to protect.
Exactly.
Like, is Khalil Herbert just a much better screen option since they ran it twice? I don't even think that's true. But, like, Roschon in clear passing situations has to be on the field because he can protect and Khalil Herbert cannot.
Exactly.
It's just moronic
I
coaching.
get Khalil Herbert to be like, sorry, you go?
I said it's just moronic coaching.
Exactly. I feel like I understand maybe Khalil Herbert may be like a little bit more elusive and like quicker, but Roschon, he'll block, and if you have to dump it off to him on the outside, he'll still get past defenders and get you a 5-yard gain that you need.
Yeah, like the result in the check down game is not gonna like. There's not I think it actually is probably better because I think he has better hands. But even if you think, oh well, Herbert's a little more elusive, this and that, it's not a big enough difference to what he provides in protection. Like, you've got to have Roschon on the field in 2-minute drill. That should be automatic.
Exactly. Yep, and like that second to last drive one, he had those 3 great passes in that dot to Chase Claypool. You let him sling it, and it moves and it goes upfield. Yep. But for the last drive when you need to score, you call the same passes twice in a row, and it's exactly what caused us to lose last week.
It's just Getsy's situational play calling is fucking atrocious, dude. Like. I will say, like, at times, there's, like, when you watch the tape, there is conceptual stuff where you're like, okay, like, this actually, like, makes sense. Like, he's scheming guys open, but, like, it's few and far between. And especially when it matters most, you're left shaking your head. You're just like, what was that? Like, he just has no feel for the game as a play caller. And that's why, like, regardless where this is going, you have got to get a play caller in here who has done the job before, who has had success on the job before. No more first-time play callers. Can't do it.
Exactly.
Can't do it.
Exactly. Like, you want your quarterback to improve, and they bring a defensive head coach, and they bring a guy from Green Bay who's never done play calling in his life. If you want to improve, bring guys in who have experience in training quarterbacks and everything like that. Yeah. And like I get we all want him to improve as a passer, but that doesn't mean completely eliminate what made him a good quarterback towards the end of the season, which was his legs.
Yeah.
Like, don't eliminate whatever makes him good.
It's twofold. Like, one, it's too good of a weapon to not use, and two, let's just be honest, he's not good enough as a pocket passer, at least not right now. You have to lean into him as a runner. You have to. And to not do that is just it's malpractice. Like, you're not doing your job as a coaching staff.
Exactly. And there will be times where he'll have time to pass the ball and he just won't. Like, when he has time to pass the ball, he'll either just take a completely horrible sack or he'll get the ball 30 yards downfield.
That's the thing, with Fields' tape. Like, you see flashes. Like, that three-throw sequence, I'll stand by it, to cut it to 3. That's some of the best QB he's ever played. Because those were not layup throws. That was like, you know, that was like playing elite level quarterback. But then, like, you see like 2-3 drives in a row where like they show the replay and it's like, 2 guys are open, throw the ball. I'm gonna take a horrible sack. Like, I just don't get the up and down roller coaster with Fields.
Exactly. Like watching these past 2 games is making me think that Mitchell Trubisky is the greatest quarterback of all time.
Well, Rolly would agree. Rolly would agree with you.
Well, that is correct.
They let him. He still passed the ball, but like right now, so far this season, he hasn't had really like one that great of a moment except that one drive.
Yeah, the one thing I'll give Mitch credit for, and you know, at times this was probably a detriment. He would just YOLO throw the ball to Allen Robinson. He would just force feed him. I said this late in the second quarter today. Like, if I'm Getsy at halftime, I'm telling Justin Fields, your first read is to DJ Moore no matter what play I call. You look at number 2 every single time on the first on your first read. And if you even think, A, if it's man coverage, you throw it no matter what. And B, if there's even slight glimmer of him being open, you throw him the ball, and we live with that result. Period.
Exactly. And we see Fields stare at one target before he snaps the ball, but the thing is that target is never DJ Moore.
Stupid.
When it has to be every single time.
Painful.
Because see him when he catches the ball, he just goes downfield and gets a great play going.
Yeah, he always makes a man miss. I mean, it's just this staff is stupid. The QB's not developing. It's just nothing's working. Nothing's working. All right, we got to go to the next caller, man. I appreciate it, though.
Thank you for having me. Love you guys.
All right, man. Appreciate the support. All right, Rolly, who are we going to next?
We're moving on to Robert Brushaber. Hopefully,
Robert
I feel like I always say his name wrong, and I'm sorry.
Well, we're going to him next. We'll flash Michael's super chat after this call. Or you can flash it now, but then we'll read it. Robert, what's up, man?
Hey, Harrison, what's up? Listen, I just want to say horrible game all the way around.
Yeah.
Offense, defense, coaching. I mean, it was just horrible. And as far as I'm about like you guys. I'm like off the Justin Fields bandwagon right now because the man looks horrible. I mean, his progression. He's too slow getting the ball out. There were plays. I was watching the game live. There were that one play. I don't know what play it was, but there was one play where he had DJ Moore open on a slot. It was that slot scene. He had DJ Moore open, but he was looking to the right the whole time.
Yeah.
And wound up throwing the ball to the right and whatever.
Well,
and he had DJ Moore open.
Yeah, here's what I'll say there. We don't know what his first reads are on that play. But again, that's why if I was Luke Getsy, I would tell Justin Fields, your first read is DJ Moore, regardless of the play call.
Yeah, exactly. I agree, too.
That's where Getsy has to step in and just be like, look, this isn't next-level QB shit, but we're not progressing fast enough. Go to DJ Moore first. If he's double-teamed, then move off him.
And what have the Bears always done with their quarterbacks, even the mobile quarterbacks, the ones that can run and use their legs? They've tried to force them to be pocket passers.
Yep.
And that's what they're trying to do to Justin Fields.
Yep. They limited it with Mitch. Once Mitch had the collarbone injury, they took the running out, and now with Fields, they're just like, you're going to live in the pocket.
They forced Mitch Trubisky to be a pocket passer, and he was a scrambler as well. So every time Chicago gets a quarterback, if it's an athletic, good quarterback like Justin Fields, they just try, if they want to work on his arm, they'll take away his legs and just focus on his arm and make him a pocket passer. And you can't do that to a mobile quarterback.
No. Especially when he's not developed enough as a passer. Like, you have to lean into him as a runner.
What they're not doing is using him to his strengths. They're not focusing on his strengths. Yeah, we know the man's got the arm to throw the ball downfield. We've seen that. We know what he can do when he's got time and an open pocket. But you got to work to his strengths. Use his legs. If the man does not have reads, that's where he needs to get in his head. Hey, I need to run this ball. I ain't got nobody open. I got an open field down ahead. I'm going to run for it like he did last year.
And it's not it's not even just designed runs either, Robert. Like, the one time they called a throw on the run, he threw a perfect ball to Cole Kmet on the sideline. Now, the defender ended up knocking it away. Why would you not go back to a concept like that? Like, that's one of the best throws of his career. And you just, we're just going to call 3- and 5-step drops with no mobility with a quarterback who runs a 4-3.
And another thing, what the hell is it with Getsy and screens? Like, what is it with Getsy and screen plays? Like,
he clearly doesn't trust the quarterback. That's what it is.
That's what I'm saying. Either he doesn't trust the quarterback or Justin Fields doesn't trust him. There's no connection between him and Justin Fields because the man keeps calling screenplays after screenplay, knowing they didn't work last week. And then that first drive of the game was a beautiful drive, beautiful drive by the Bears' opening drive of the game. Beautiful. Where the hell was that the whole game instead of going back to being conservative?
It's
like Getsy calls good plays, don't get me wrong, but then he goes to conservative mode and says, "Oh, let's just do the checkdowns again. Let's go back to the screen plays. Let's go back to the checkdowns. Let's go back to the short throws. Let's see if we can win like that." And it doesn't work.
Well, and it's just
like you said. Let him sink or swim. Let him throw the ball downfield. If the man throws 25 picks a game, that's fine. But at least
that's my point. Because guess what? If he does that, you're going to have a top 3 pick, and you can get your new quarterback.
Exactly. But you know, at least he's making an effort to throw the ball downfield.
I cannot defend Getsy. Like, should Fields throw a pick on a screen? Of course not. But, like, it's like Shaq Barrett. You watch that play again, he knew it was coming. He was like, oh, my God, they're doing it again. The same play.
Shaq Barrett read that play the whole way. He knew what was coming.
Dude, you can't run the same fucking slip screen 2 plays
And what the hell is he doing running the screen when you're in the end zone, damn near in your own end zone?
It's moronic.
And whatever.
It's moronic.
What the hell kind of play was that? I mean, you didn't even get the chance for the man to throw the ball downfield. I'm sure he would have gotten a play to DJ Moore if he was open. I'm sure he would have let it go. But this is getting pathetic now.
Again, if you're going to throw a pick 6 down 3 late, do it letting your QB rip it downfield. Like
exactly, that's what I'm saying. If you're going to throw a pick,
that's a missed evaluation opportunity by the Bears coaching staff.
If you're going to throw a pick, I agree with you. At least throw a pick if you're letting them rip it down 60 yards downfield, and you know, it's a hell of a play or something. And both receiver.
I don't even care if he throws a bad pick. Like, I really don't. Oh, you threw into double coverage. Well, guess what? You can evaluate that as a coaching staff and a GM, and if that adds up over the season, you see more of that than success, then you've got your answer. I don't think you didn't give yourself that evaluation opportunity.
And see, I also blame for that interception. I also blame Chase Claypool for that penalty.
Oh, that was brutal. Yeah, because
I also blame him for that penalty, that offensive pass interference penalty. Why the hell would you block before the ball is even snapped?
Because he's an idiot. Like that's like the only word I can come to mind when I watch this team play. I'm like, oh, that was stupid. Yep, that was stupid. That was stupid. Like
that damn second round pick we gave up was worthless, man. We could have kept that second round pick and gotten somebody better.
Sucks, man. Sucks.
You know, I mean, it's crazy. They need to do something, get Claypool's ass out of here or something, because he can't play, man. He cannot play.
Unreal. All right, Robert.
And he cost us. He could have cost us the game, because you never know what would have happened if that play didn't get called.
Yeah. Hopefully you're not running a second straight screen, but with Luke Getsy, you never know.
Exactly.
All right. Anything else, Robert?
No, man. It was just one horrible game. I mean, I'm gonna ride the season out, but you know, if it keeps going like this, something needs to change.
I'm with you. All right, brother. Appreciate the call, and we'll talk to you
soon.
All
right. Yep, no problem.
All right. Let's get these super chats on screen, Rolly, and we'll see if we have time for a couple more. Emmanuel,
we got 2 more.
Dable is a Nagy. Are the Giants struggling?
20-0.
Arizona?
Yes.
So they've been outscored 60-0.
That would be correct.
Well, maybe not hiring Dable wasn't a bad thing. Now, Flus is 3-15 as 3-16, but wow. Poles looks terrible passing up on Jalen Carter. Yeah, man, look, I defended that. I understood why they did it, but the bottom line is you get evaluated for every personnel decision you made if you're Ryan Poles. Michael Hyde, Giants, Bears, tank off for Caleb. Dude, here's the thing. And the Bears fans, the organization, we don't have any room to talk. But the Giants gave Daniel Jones $160 million.
I don't even think they'd want to take him.
Like, they're stuck if they don't get out of this rut. At least the Bears, like, they haven't committed to Fields. That's one, like, say what you want about Ryan Poles, Rolly, if you're a Bear, whoever. They're in a great financial position moving forward and draft capital for the most part. That's one thing where it's like, look, even if you're like, I don't trust Poles, we're going to fire him. He's, in terms of like the books, he's done a really good job of leaving the Bears in a good spot in the cap situation. Keem says young teams can't handle the pressure of expectations. At 0-4, the Bears will play lights out because we have nothing to lose. Too much talent to rebuild. Fernie said Frank Smith, head coach. The concepts in Miami are great. Is he who is that? Is that the Dolphins OC?
I don't know.
I don't know who Frank Smith is. Did we hit that 10 that we flashed while I was on the call with Robert? I want to make sure I read that one. Should have been the last 10 we got.
I don't see a 10 in here.
See if I can find it.
The last 10 that we
Michael
got.
DiBartolo, did we get to this one? Bottom line, the overall play is a reflection of coaching. Seems they've broken fields. There also seems to be a pretty large talent gap
It's not in our system.
Key areas. Michael, I'm not sure why that one didn't flash into our system. Sometimes it glitches, but I'll take a shot for you, and I'll try to answer it real quick. And holy smokes, that just splashed everywhere on my screen. Good God Almighty. That was Luke Getsy execution right there. Yeah, I mean, look, Fields has to take accountability, but sometimes I do watch like the plays they call and like him play, and I'm just like, feels like they broke this guy. And would it surprise any of us if they did that? Because they can't develop quarterbacks in this franchise. All right, 2 more, you said?
2 more. I'm sorry if you did not get on this one. If you didn't get on this one, if we do it next week, we'll try to get you there. It's just hard to get everyone. There's a lot of calls.
Yeah. A lot of calls. Studio has to free up for other people, so
this one is Jared from Phoenix.
Maybe I'll do a Twitter Spaces at some point. Jared from Phoenix. All right, Jared from Phoenix.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on.
Hey, what's up, Jared? What do you got for us?
Oh boy, man, this is just another rough game. I'm just looking at the stats, and it's just like it doesn't make any sense. Like we're looking at 4 carries for 3 yards. Like What is this?
Yeah.
I don't understand what I'm even looking at. Fields looks like he's just no pocket awareness at all. Is just standing there completely lost. That one terrible sack he had. He's just standing there, no awareness at all.
He's also, he's run into a couple sacks. Like, it's one thing where it's like, all right, I'm not seeing the field well, I'll just take off. But, like, the couple times he had a chance to do that, like, he didn't even do that properly. So that's not encouraging.
Well, yeah, he literally runs right into his lineman that's getting collapsed. It's just like, I don't even know. The defense, an absolute joke. Like, I don't even know. I like Poles and what he's doing. I feel like he's building it correctly. But overall, it's just, I don't know. It's just not it.
Well,
it's just.
And here's the thing. If you were going to build, if the principles of your roster building are through the draft, and I know he's only had 2 drafts and he didn't have a first-round pick in his first draft, I get all that. But if you're going to do that, you have to hit a lot, right? Think about his first draft.
I agree.
Kyler Gordon wasn't good as a rookie for the most part. It's not his fault he got hurt, but he's now injured. Jaquan Brisker, up and down rookie season, can't really evaluate much this year. Velus Jones, that's been a bad pick up to this point. Those are your 3 premium-ish picks his first draft, which you can't say with any confidence one of those has been a clear hit. So second draft, Darnell Wright. I actually think Darnell Wright's going to be a good player. We're only 2 games in, but on the flip side, the guy you passed on, Jalen Carter, looks like a superstar. So I get the process of why you passed on him, the red flags. You're a young team. If he misses, like, that could set you back 3-4 years. I get the thinking there, but at the end of the day, it's Pole's job to draft the best players available. And even if Wright becomes really good, like, if Carter keeps ascending, like, I mean, they've said for 2 years the 3-tech is the engine to this defense. Well, he was sitting right there, and you passed on him. Second-round picks this year. Tyreek Stevenson, I still like him. I thought he sucked today, but unclear evaluation up to this point. Zach Pickens, Javon Dexter. Are either of those guys making an impact early? Doesn't really seem like it. So those are your premium picks through 2 drafts. You can't say with any confidence one of those guys is for sure a cornerstone piece. That's where I am concerned with Poles. It's like I appreciate how he's been able to reset the cap, the way he wants to build, but you gotta hit. And we have a bunch of unknowns and a few. This guy doesn't look like a player, like Velus Jones. You know what I mean? That's the concern.
Yeah. Velus Jones, one carry for -3 yards, classic Bears. I don't even know, I don't even know. He's 6 targets to move more. He looks fantastic, and then we stopped running the ball. It's just they're just trying to make it cute and just don't overthink it. Get it to your best player, and then scheme around it. Like, we're not, like, guys, it's not this fucking hard. Look at the Packers. Literally just copy the Packers. They built from within to out. Their O-line's fantastic. Their D-line's fantastic. How hard is this? We get Schwab Brisker. He's injured. Yeah. Tyler Gordon looks like he's going to do good, but another one. I don't know. Stevenson looked terrible.
He was bad.
Doesn't even know how to cover. I don't know. He looks so bad. I don't know.
I thought he was actually pretty good in week 1. And he's a rookie corner going up against Mike Evans, but he was fucking awful today.
Yeah. I will say, yeah, that's obviously like a really tough matchup, but I just feel like, you know, I think we drafted up for him, but I mean, I don't know. This kid's just
they traded up.
Not panning out.
To go get him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is another one where we're building outside versus we're now building in. We have nobody in the D line. I don't know.
I mean, your best D lineman is Unique Ngakoue, and he's whiffing on sacks.
That's another thing too. Is how many tackles are we gonna miss? Especially in the backfield, there was a bunch of them where, we're going to get them here, and then they make, 3-4 yards and sometimes a first down. It's just
Rolly and I were talking about this during the game. Like, on the stat sheet, it won't stand out because I think the Bucs only average, 3.5 yards per carry. So you're like, oh, you did a good job. That easily should have been under 3. Easily. I mean, how many times was Rachaad White hit either at the line of scrimmage or behind it, and he found a way to get 3 yards? Fucking tackle. Like, it's not rocket science. The hits principle. It's the fucking shits principle until proven otherwise. Like, it's just a joke.
Yeah, no, I agree. Fields is kind of like on the fence where I'm like, I feel like he could be the guy, but 4 rushes for 3 yards?
Yeah,
that's unacceptable.
You got to lean.
That's unacceptable.
That's the thing. Like, look, he's not doing himself any favors. Like, there's some tape. Last week, a lot of guys broke that down. This week, there's at least 3 or 4 plays I think that I saw, even just on the TV copy, where I'm like, dude, you got to throw that. But at the same time, so he's not doing himself any favors. But at the same time, it's like, you know what he's good at. He's good at throwing on the run, and he's good at running the football. They ran one clear throw on the run, and he threw an absolute dot to Cole Kmet. Now, the defender made a nice play and knocked it loose for an incompletion. Never went back to a concept like that. And he's a really good runner. 2 design runs on the first drive, never saw it again. How do you do that? It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable.
I guess he's got to go. He has no experience, and he's just throwing like little dump strings. Like, what is this? Is not an offense. Like, I get the line's terrible, but I mean, you got to figure something out. Like, run some like crosses or something. I don't even know. And the thing is, like, even if Fields not the guy, Caleb Williams said he doesn't want to come out if it's going to be us or the Cardinals. Is pretty much what he's saying. So, like, guys, we're in the fucking hole right now. We gotta just clean house. I don't even know who to like. I think Poles is okay, but like Eberflus, we need an offensive-minded coach who either loves Fields or really wants Caleb Williams or Drake May.
Here's the problem with Flus too. I don't mind that he's a defensive guy. When you hire a coach, he's either a defensive or offensive guy. Like that's just how it goes. But this cover 2 shell shit is dated, man. Like. It just doesn't work. Receivers are too good releasing off the line. Like, you can beat that shit all day long. Like, it's not. Mm-hmm. And by the way, and I've made this point like 20 fucking times through 2 games. If you're a coverage-based defense, will you fucking cover somebody then? Like, seriously. Like, how many? I'll say this. I actually thought Baker Mayfield played pretty good and made 3 or 4 pretty nice balls where you're just like, okay, that wasn't bad defense. But like, how many times through 2 games have the Bears made Jordan Love and Baker Mayfield look like Pro Bowl level quarterbacks? Way too many. Like, what do you think's going to happen when they play Mahomes? Like, Baker's throwing for 320 on you? Like, you are screwed next week, man. Like, and maybe that's
Mayfield
what it takes. Maybe you need to lose like 52-10 for something to change, because this ain't it, man. I'm with you. I watched this offense, and I'm just like, this looks like gimmicky college, like not even good college offense, just like almost like a high school offense. Like, hey, let's just throw it out, quick screens off the snap, and just let our best player on the field go to work. Like, yeah, you can do that every once in a while, but like 3rd and 9, you're doing that. Like, that's your percentages of converting that are so low in the NFL. Like, it's just nothing they do makes sense. And when they do shit that makes sense, they still find a way to fuck it up. Because a player, like Ngakoue whiffs on a sack, for example. It's bad, man.
I just think, like, I know it sounds crazy, but, like, we have to, like, literally just copy what the Packers are doing. It's clearly working for them. They get, they get another good quarterback. He's not good. I don't know if he's going to be the one, but it's the same shit. My buddy Riley's Packers fan, Charles Riley. He's a big Packers fan, unfortunately. And it's just, I can't be watching these games all like this, and it's just embarrassing.
Yeah, you watch the Packers. I know they lost today, but, like, you watch them and you're just like, yeah, that makes sense, the way they're trying to use Jordan Love. Like, they're simplifying it for him. But they're simplifying it, but they're still creative, if that makes sense. Like, I broke this down. I did a little Twitter film study of the screen game last week, and I did 6 Bears screens, which were 4 receiver screens and 2 running back ones, and I did 1 Packers screen. You know what the Packers did? They had Jordan Love under center. He fakes a stretch handoff to the right, rolls all the way to the left. They had a motion man pre-snap go to the right. He flips his hips and throws it across the field, and the guy, Aaron Jones, has like 4 blockers in front of him. There's no way the Bears would ever call a play like that. Ever.
Yeah, it's just, I don't even know, like, a long-time Bears fan, I don't even know what, it's getting worse and worse. I feel like it's going to get better. We spend $90 million, whatever it is. And, like, we're worse on linebackers. When you don't need linebackers, you need a line. You need an O-line and a D-line. And it's just like,
yeah.
Oof. Yeah. I don't know. Let me ask you a question, Harrison. What do you think? Do you think Poles would have, like, kind of told him, like, hey, let's see if you can throw up in the pocket this week. Let's not let him run. See if you can throw up in the pocket to kind of evaluate him, see if, if he's the one or not.
I don't know, man. Like, that's moronic if you do that, because even if you want him to improve in the pocket, which obviously you need him to, why would you not run him at all? Like, you think Baltimore's doing that with Lamar? Like,
yeah,
it's just stupid.
That's true.
The Bills don't do that with Josh fucking Allen. They call design runs for him, and he is so established. Like, I know everybody's making fun of Allen because he threw 3 picks in the first, this and that. Dude, like, he is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL, and they still call design runs for him. Run your quarterback. He's one of the best on the planet at it. It's not, like you said, it's not that hard. Like, do the things you know you can have success with. Oh, I totally forgot about this, by the way. They did call a design run in the second half. It was QB power to the left. And guess what happened? Your center, Lucas Patrick, who sucks, snapped it high into Fields' right. Fields had to stick his paw out there, tip it to himself to his right, which means his momentum was to the opposite side of the play, and it got blown up for a loss of 4. So even when you call a design run, you can't even fucking snap the ball properly. It's like so typical.
We can't get 2 seconds to somebody, like, we can't get 2 seconds for him to, like, get blocked, like, get, like, a clean pocket. It's just like, and then the D-line couldn't get a single pressure. 0 sacks. We give up 6 sacks. It's just like, it's really not this hard. You get someone you build through the trenches, and then you build out from there. But it's just like, apparently it is really hard for the Bears because they just don't want to build. I feel like with Fields, if he had a good line, it'd be so much easier to really see what he's, if he's the guy or not.
Yeah.
But right now, I don't think he's the guy right now.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm at. I'm souring on Fields a bit, but I don't think, regardless of what happens, we'll ever have that full evaluation. And that's the disappointing part. So, all right, man. I appreciate the call. Really good stuff there.
Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for calling. Also, guys, we got to boycott these Bears unless we get an offense going.
Yeah, sell your tickets, fellas.
I'll be watching next week, though. Thanks, guys, for the call.
All right, there he goes. We got one more, Rolly. All right, let's go one more. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Trubisky says, smoke and mirrors with this team, Groundhog Day. Yeah, I mean, it's the same shit, different day. Got to take a shot for my guy. And then, Rolly, who are we going to finish up with here?
We're finishing up with Jake. Jake from Ohio, I believe. No, not just, he was very adamant about some guy that went to Ohio State.
Hello.
What's up, Jake?
Well, I can't believe what I watched, man. Did Luke Getsy watch Justin Fields' tape from Ohio State at all? All they did was call downfield passes for Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave. That's what he did. He was great at deep balls. and they can refuse to let him swing the ball.
They've coached
Instead, they call fucking 4-yard screens, checkdowns.
Yeah, they've coached it out of him.
They've broken him. I feel bad for whatever team gets him next because they've broken him mentally.
Yeah, I mean, there was a stat, there was someone, Next Gen Stats or someone after the first game. His rookie year, he was 10th in ADOT, which is average depth of target, which is pretty good. Last year, he was near the bottom, and through 1 week, he was dead last. And look, they threw the ball downfield a little bit more today, but have they thrown a single, 40, 50-yard deep ball through 2 games? I think the answer is no.
It's also ridiculous. Luke Getsy, he makes mistakes, which is Justin Fields' fault, missing deep balls that are there. He doesn't see it. Instead of when you go to the sideline and look at the iPad and he shows him what he's missing, instead of letting him get another chance to fix mistakes, he neuters him the rest of the game. Yeah. He does not trust him, and it just shows someone has to go. The whole team has to go at this point.
Poles has got to go down there and just have a meeting with Getsy, Fields, and Flus, especially if you lose next week, which I think we all know that's going to happen. You're 0-3, you're not making the playoffs. Okay, so just dump that pipe dream after next week. If you somehow win, maybe you don't have this conversation. But you need to go in there and say, all right, fellas, we have 14 games left. And you tell Justin this too. We have 14 games to evaluate you. We are going to let it rip. We are not calling this watered-down bullshit. And if we go 0-17, so be it. But we're not sugarcoating this offense anymore. We are going to try and get the fullest evaluation we can because we're not making the playoffs. The difference between 6-11 and 3-13, 3-14, who cares? Let's let it rip, and if Fields throws 25 picks doing it, guess what? You got your fucking answer. But this BS where you kind of halfway let him take some shots sometimes, but then you scale him back, it's not working. Call design runs for him and throw the ball downfield. That's it.
The worst part is he's in year 3. We have 2 first-round picks, 2 more years of him under contract, including the 5th-year option, and it's basically going to be wasted. And we're going to have to start over, and it's going to be the same scenario 5 years from now when we're talking the same exact scenario. Quarterback failed. Bears are moving on again. It happens every fucking time. They can never work with someone, and I don't understand how it happens. It started fucking years ago when they hired Flus instead of an offensive guy. If I was the Bears GM or the Bears owner, I would have given Jim Harbaugh an insane amount of money to call offense for the Bears at this point because there's no creativity. Matt Nagy was more creative with play calling with fucking Tariq Cohen and Cordell Patterson gadget plays.
And here's the thing, look, I don't think Nagy was good. I will say this though. A, I defended him longer than most, and B, at least Fields threw the ball downfield when he was the coach. I think this staff
used him as a runner.
This staff
play as a fucking quarterback is a rushing touchdown against the Rams with Nagy. Why are we not running him?
This coaching staff has coached the aggressiveness out of Fields. They're like, hey, you're making too many mistakes, so we're just going to coach it out of you. Why? He's a big game hunter. That is his game coming out. Oh, not anymore. Makes no fucking sense.
It's not just him either. Nate Davis looked atrocious against the Packers. Didn't travel with the team, whatever. He was not that bad of a run blocker in Tennessee. Tennessee loves to run the ball. Why is he all of a sudden awful? Yep. What is going on in that building that every player that comes in is no longer themselves?
Yeah, what's one player they've brought in that has gotten better under this regime? I mean, hell, go back to last year. Byron Pringle is a mediocre NFL receiver. The Chiefs made him look pretty good, though, and he can't even play here. He's out of the league now. I mean, seriously. He went from, he's like a nice complimentary piece in KC. We'll bring him in here to unplayable, basically out of the league. That's just one example. Tremaine Edmonds looks like a worse player. TJ Edwards looks like a worse player. Yannick Ngakoue all of a sudden whiffs on sacks. It's unbelievable.
Our returning game is also a problem. Velus Jones, I honestly, he was good at Tennessee as a returner. Can't catch a return in the Bears. People want to put that on him. Our returner last year fumbled 2 punts against the Vikings. Is it the coaching that's causing them to not catch the punts? Because what is going on over there?
Well, and let me add this too. You make Velus active today, right? Your offense is struggling. They clearly, he puts his heels on the goal line. There were a couple kickoffs that land about 2-3 yards deep, and he just let them go instantly. Are they just telling him to not bring him out? And if that's the case, why the fuck is he active? Like,
why is he on the team? Why
if I was Flus and I know my offense is struggling, I am telling Velus, you've got the green light every time. I don't care if it's 9 yards deep because we need a spark. 3.5 yards deep, yeah, we're just gonna let that go. Why? Like, that is such a. They were letting Tyler Scott bring it out last week. If Velus Jones, one of the best kick returners in the league last year, it's the one thing he's good at. We'll make you active. The only time you're going to be involved, though, is on a jet sweep to the short side of the field for a loss of 5. It's a fucking
terrible play
joke.
call. I mean, it makes no sense whatsoever. Then Claypool. Second-round pick that's basically a first-round pick. And when you look at the 3 centers that you could have taken when you have a fucking center who can't snap the ball, it's embarrassing. I would have loved John Michael Smith on this team. I would have loved Joe Tippmann. The Arkansas center that was rumored that the Bears were interviewing him extensively. Don't draft him. Instead, you bring in 2 defensive tackles that you don't let see the field and aren't that great to begin with. You bring in a fucking what did we take in the
Tyreek
second round
Stevenson.
also? We took a cornerback that looked awful today. I do like Tyreek Stevenson, though. I think he can be okay. But I just don't understand drafting.
Here's what's funny, though. Here's what's funny, though, about the Tyreek Stevenson pick. You know what his skill set is? Physical press corner. You know what they run here? Soft cover 2. So it's like, even when you take a player that I like, you didn't even pick a guy that fits what you do. Jalen Johnson's the same way, by the way. Jalen Johnson is a man cover corner, and they don't run that. So it's like nothing this team does makes sense.
No, they fear pressing them because they have no pressure in the front of the defensive line. Dominique Robinson, waste of a pick. What is he doing?
Dude, this is the best call I've ever had. You're a fucking legend.
Terrell was in the preseason and at camp, and they just cut him?
Yeah, I'm with you on Terrell Lewis. Like, look, I'm not saying he's some difference maker, but he legitimately looked like the best pass rusher in camp and in the preseason. Like, there's not a spot on your roster for a team that went 3-14 last year for that guy. That's a fucking. Oh yeah, let's claim Khalid Kareem. No one's ever heard of him. He's been inactive for 2 weeks. He's so good, he can't get on the field over Dominic Robinson, but we got to cut Terrell Lewis and bring him in here. Like, what?
Another one that's just baffling, too, is the tackles. Darnell Wright has looked okay. Braxton Jones is watching film of the Packers game.
Penalty machine.
There is some weird slide blocking and left tackle pulling on pass plays that I have never seen at any level of football that the Bears are running.
JT O'Sullivan, QB school, he said like 5 different times watching the film last week, he was like, this does not exist. I've never seen this before. That's a direct indictment of coaching, in my opinion.
I just can't comprehend what they think that's going to do.
Dude, they ran like I don't even remember what it was. It was like an RPO or something where Jones pulls to the right and is supposed to chip a speed blocker coming past Dart. Like, it's just like, what? Like Trent Williams. Trent Williams wouldn't have made that block because it's too far to go.
You see him pull on that play, and he gets there, and his guy is left, and he looks left and right and is stuttering his feet, just chopping them because he has no clue what he's supposed to be doing because even he knows sense.
Dude, it's. By the way, this is a name we haven't talked about enough. Like, I always hear about Flus raving about him. Chris Morgan, the O-line coach. What does he do? Seriously.
What years? There's multiple players that have been. You just look back over the years, and it's questionable every decision about the O-line coaching and how they run them. It makes no sense what some of them do. Cody Whitehair's washed. He
love the guy, but he's cooked. They should have cut him. I didn't hate the idea of moving him to center because you don't have to move as much.
I liked it too.
But guess what they did? They moved him to center. He practiced there for 4 months, starting in OTAs, and then the week before the season, they moved him to left guard. I get he tweaked his hand or whatever, but it's like, what? What are
Why,
you
when
doing?
you cut Terrell and Travis Gibson, you don't sign Dalton Reisner, who has chemistry with Cody Whitehair, so he can play at center? Makes zero sense to me. Instead, you throw a guy out there who most Bears fans already knew was shit from last year.
It's baffling, dude. Like, it's like I said it on the postgame. Like, what do they do well? Nothing. They don't coach well.
They
They're
lose well.
They're missing on. Yeah, that's true. They're really good at losing. They've lost 12 in a row. That's like another thing too. Like, I don't think people realize this. Like, dude, 12 losses in a row in the NFL. That is like so many. That does not happen. Okay, like I know the Browns went 0-16 that one year. The Lions, whatever. Dude, 12 in a row. I don't care how fucking bad your personnel is last year. You lose all of those, which sure it worked out. You get the number 1 pick, but like it almost didn't work out when you start the next year 0-2. Like it's
crazy to me when watching Lions games versus Bears games. The Lions coaching staff will let Jared Goff throw the ball downfield and do things Jared Goff was not doing in LA, and has trusted him completely. And then you compare it to Justin Fields, who on the talent level alone of arm talent and athletic ability is by far better.
Yep.
And they don't let him do anything.
It's a joke, man. Well, speaking of the Lions, I think Ben Johnson would be at or near the top of my list. I know he's never been a head coach, but like bring in a proven play caller to run this offense, and obviously you can't get him to be your OC, so make him your head coach.
At this point, you can't get worse. You can't pick a worse guy.
Dude, you're 3-16. I don't think people realize how bad this is. Like,
it's even worse when you consider the fact you have 2 years of Fields. You were in the perfect position, should he be okay, at least be serviceable, to continue to build the team. We need defense. We need O-line.
Yeah.
If we don't sign Claypool or Darnell Mooney, we're going to need receiver again. I mean, there are so many needs, and the Bears might be forced, especially if those picks don't land high in the top 10.
They may have to
lower
package
top
them to move
picks.
up.
They might have to move up with both the picks.
Yeah.
And we'll have 1 first-rounder for a quarterback. And it's just like you've set yourself back so many years by just not letting Justin Fields sling it.
Painful, bro. Well, that was really good stuff. Love the passion, and I got to sign off, man. I'm fucking cooked. So appreciate the call, and we'll talk soon, all right?
Have a great one.
All right, man. Great call to end on, Rolly. I thought that was some good stuff and a lot of good points. It's like you really like dive into the nuts and bolts of this. Like nothing is working. Like the vision isn't working. The execution, the coaching, the talent evaluation, none of it is working. It's so bad. All right, Jimmy with the 5. Hey, at least you guys aren't Vols and Bears fans. Shitty weekend for your boy. Yeah, the tough look for Joe Milton and the crew down there.
We have one of those at the
We
Chat
do
Sports
have
office.
someone in the office, though. So.
That is Tennessee and Bears.
Yeah, that's tough. Keem says Poles needs to channel his inner Jimmy Johnson, put everyone on notice, mid-season deadline for production, live or die on Justin Fields' aggressiveness. Now, like, what do you have to lose if you're the Bears? Just preach it to the kid. Rip it, rip it, rip it, rip it, rip it. If you throw 10 picks a game, I don't give a fuck. Throw the football. Keem, Jerry Jones, not Jimmy. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, correcting yourself. All right, Rolly. We got to get out of here. This is just a painful day. So appreciate all the super chats, the new subscribers. The Bears aren't going to bring it, but we will on a daily basis. So hit that subscribe button. My name is Harrison Graham. We'll talk to you guys soon.